2, 1, 0.
Om, Om, Om Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama. Om Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama. Welcome back, everybody. Today I'm going to get a little personal. I want to respond to a question that has been leveled to me, and that is, Premanandas Bhagat, are you enlightened? So actually the question was not so much addressed to me, but it was in an argument which I didn't really take so seriously, but this person did, because they were like, well, you just think you're so enlightened and blah, 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 and you're so out of touch and yada, yada, yada. So for anyone who may make that argument, okay, that's fine, but I have never said I was enlightened. I will challenge you. I will give you money, actually, if you can find where I have said I am enlightened, I am an enlightened being, I am a God man, I am God. Show me. Give me my own words. And you can AI shit all you want, but I know what I've done, so I know when it's not going to be true. Or find a book that I've written. I've got 75 of them. Or a newspaper article that I've done, because I've written for a few. Show me where I've said that. You see, I have never said that. So you can accuse me of being enlightenment now, I've talked blah, blah, blah. But you have no evidence of that other than your perception of what enlightenment is. But I haven't answered the question, am I enlightened? Well, I still say no. For a couple reasons. One, purely on a physical world level, whenever someone says they're enlightened to me, I always, I get uncomfortable. Because so many of them that I encounter are asshats. They're arrogant, they're argumentative, they're super, super defensive. And they're very critical of others, like the person I encountered who said he was enlightened. They want to make sure also that I know they are enlightened and what day they were enlightened and what happened. And it very much feels to me that it's not about them being enlightened. It's about them showing off and making sure you know how blessed you are to be talking to them. It's their world, and I'm just, should be humbled to live in it. And it's all about them. That's not enlightened in my book. So I look at them and I say, well, if they are the living definition of enlightened, whatever words they say, we'll talk about definitions in a second, I hope I don't act like that. And I don't want to act like that. And I don't go around telling people that I'm right and they're wrong. Well, I do on this channel, and I do criticize gurus. And I'll say, I question this person's enlightenment. Or usually I say when they say they're God, I question that. But I'm doing that to get you in the mode of being a skeptic. Because there are a lot of people who lie and they say they're gurus or they say they're this or they say they're whatever. And it's very much like, yeah, but. I'm getting you to question things. And I'm also wanting you to look at the scriptures and see what scriptures say about who is a guru and who is enlightened. Not just go by what you feel, because that's how so many self-proclaimed enlightened people who are asshats, that's their authority, is what they feel. So just ignoring that, what I do on this channel is it's not like business, but it's trying to make a point. But that's not my state of mind. That's not every conversation I have. I'm not ready to defend someone, whatever. This is not me. This is just trying to teach a lesson. But people who go around acting like this, to me, they don't feel like gurus. So if I'm looking at them going, well, not feel like gurus, feel enlightened. If I'm looking at them and I'm going, well, am I enlightened? And if this is how this enlightened person acts, and this person, and they're all narcissists, and I wouldn't want to be around any of them, and they're so condescending and mean, and they're not happy people. They just don't look happy to me, or they seem very fake and not honest. One, I was watching YouTube the other day, an enlightened guy who never said anything specific in the entire conversation. Well, feelings, and it was like, okay, what about? And the guy's like, well, what about your experience? Well, my experience was, divine. Well, what? Give me specifics. No specifics. If that's what enlightenment is, then I am not enlightened. I am not in any way, shape, or form. Then I look at people who I think are enlightened. I think Santosha Tantra, she's certainly a mystic if she's not enlightened. Fine line between what those are. Um, let's see, Ramana Maharshi, Swami Vivekananda, Swami Ramakrishna. I consider them enlightened. I look at them and they don't act like assholes. They don't act like fucktards. They don't act like horrible defensive people. How many times did Ramana Maharshi say, well, you're not enlightened and I am, and you're so deluded in illusion? Never. So then I look at them and I go, am I enlightened? Looking at Ramana Maharshi, for example, just of one of all the people I could name, and there's more I could name, but just looking at him. And I go, well, if he's enlightened, and we'll use him as the template, and anyone else who's an arrogant retard, anyone else is not enlightenment. Okay, they're fakers. He's real. Sorry, I use the word retard in the traditional sense. I'm not offending anyone. Not meaning to. You know what I mean. So we look at Ramana Maharshi. I am humbled by him. I don't see myself as an equivalent to him. I'm not saying that his life is better than mine, or I need to give up materialism, or all this other stuff. But it's just I just look at him and I go, wow, I would love to be like him. I don't feel like I am, though. I'm in awe of him, actually. I bow down to the ground at his feet. So then I don't see myself as enlightened compared to him. So certainly in my world, well, I can't be, because I don't match who I see. On the other hand, you hear all the time people say, well, enlightenment is not just how you act, it's everyone acts differently in different cultures, in different places. And if Ramana Maharshi was alive today, he wouldn't be exactly like he was. Or Vivekananda wouldn't be saying exactly what he did. There's differences. Enlightenment is a point of view. It's about something. It's about a moment of revelation. Okay, maybe. I have a moment in my life when I believe I saw God, and I looked through the eyes of God, and I saw the world. And ironically, the world was very Advaita Vedanta, but I don't follow Advaita Vedanta because I think, well, I have issues with it. I know I'm a minority in the world that is not following Advaita Vedanta, or it seems in the West. But I saw God. I saw something through. It was life completely changed for me at that instant. I can tell you everything exactly, the whole day, the weekend, time, place, whatever. My life radically changed after that point. And I'd always had things of, like, I couldn't understand materialism. There's other things. I felt like there was more than life, and that was the moment everything changed. I could point to that and go, that was my moment of enlightenment. It was a physical, mental, everything. I could do that. And maybe you say, okay, yeah, you are. But then I think to myself, okay, let's go with that. Let's say I'm enlightened. Let me finally say, yes, I'm enlightened. Here I am saying it. I lose all bets. Okay. How is that beneficial to you who is watching this video? For whatever reason you're watching it. How is me declaring that on this time and place in the foothills of New York, I had a revelation and I became enlightened, and now I'm an enlightened being? or I'm whatever. I don't care. It doesn't matter. You choose whatever you want. How is that beneficial to you? Am I sending energy out? Can you feel it? Maybe I am. Maybe I'm not. Maybe through the camera, but you're watching this after the fact. So does the energy go into the camera and then wait for you to watch the video a year later, and then the energy comes through you? I've been told people who are enlightened they have halos around their heads, and I go, well, then how come in Hinduism we don't do the halo thing? So I guess no Hindus are enlightened. Do you see a halo here? What benefit is me talking about any enlightenment that I might have to you? And the reason I do this channel is not because I'm bored. I got a bass behind me I would be playing, or books to write. I have things to do. I choose to do this for you. I don't really make any money. I have great conversations with people, but I'm doing this for you, not to hear my own voice. So what benefit is it for me to say, yes, I am enlightened? Now I am an official certified spiritual life coach, if that means anything to you. On some level, it doesn't to me. I don't have a company and I don't charge. If you wish to talk to me, work with me, write with me, do projects with me, then great. If you say, hey, I've worked with you and I want to give you something, oh, I accept gifts. But I don't have a fee of prices. I don't have a business. I just have that credential, and I've done a little studying, and it gives me some foundation on something, and that's it. I'm just here as a person talking to you, and I don't call myself a spiritual guru. If you think of me in a nice way, then I'm humbled. But I don't present myself this way. I'm not looking to live in a mansion funded by all of your tithings. So what benefit is it for me to sit here and brag about my moment of enlightenment and when I became enlightened? Now, one might say that that gives me a sense of realization that I can then give to you. But I hear so many people who declare themselves to be enlightened, and the things they say are like, wow, you've literally just debunked every teacher before you and everyone else in the world, and you're the only one who's right. I've literally commented, well, this person said this, but, that actually contradicts Adi Shankara. So from what point of view does he think he is 100% right? And Adi Shankara, who is totally respectable and totally a respected scholar, even if you disagree with them, like I disagree with them, but I still respect the boatload out of them. From what point of view is you as an enlightened being can say that someone else who is supposedly an enlightened being is wrong? Or someone says that Swami Narayan is a god, and you declare you're a god, and you declare Swami Narayan is not. From what point of view? Doesn't that actually not make sense? I've heard that recognized beings recognize each other. On the other hand, there's some people, and I've called them out on this channel, who say they're enlightened and they recognize other people who I say clearly aren't. But again, how does it benefit you? I think it doesn't. Because if I'm going to be an arrogant asshat and say horrible things and talk down to all of you, and I hope I don't, then I see that I am giving nothing to you, and thus my enlightenment is all about me. And if my enlightenment is all about me, then I'm probably not enlightened. I never say I'm enlightened. I say I'm a mystic, and I've said that all my life. I think it's slightly different, though. But in terms of being enlightened, I see no value in saying that I am, if I am. Also, if I say I am, someone out there is going to come through and try to hit me with a baseball bat and debunk me. Oh, well, an enlightened person doesn't say that, which is what I've just said. But I'm really playing mind games here, because the fact is it's not relevant. On some level, it's meaningless. Whether I'm enlightened or not means only something for me and those who are probably within my proximity, physical or whatever. But again, if I'm an asshole, then what good does it do if I'm enlightened if I treat people like garbage? You see, so for me, when someone accuses me, oh, well, you whatever. No, actually, I don't say I'm enlightened. And I'm not even sure what the definition of his enlightenment is, because there's the jerk here, but there's Ramana Maharshi over here, and I'm like neither one of them. But also, it has no purpose to me in what I do. So what value is it? But yet, it just is like, so no, I will never say I'm enlightened. I did so justly here, because it isn't important to me, quite honestly. We all strive to be enlightened, we all strive to want to do this, but honestly, it's not that important to me. And people who mention it and mention it and mention it, to me, don't feel legit. And they make it all about them, and their anger and their negativity is like off the wall, and I don't like that. And I have no interest in that. And I back up. And of course, these people respond with, well, that means you're not spiritually aware, because people who are spiritually aware, um, um, sorry, I think my volume just accidentally got hit. I don't know if you heard that or not, but let me just start over. Um, I've said to people, yeah, your negativity is bad, and they've responded, well, you're not spiritually aware, because a spiritually aware person would just forgive, and they would know the negativity was actually love in disguise, and I'm just trying to help you, but I didn't ask for your help. And you don't know me, because we're just chatting on Reddit. You've never even seen my face. So why are you sticking your face in my business and telling me I'm this and this and this, when it's like, yeah, that... What's the point? I'm enlightened, I'm arguing with people on Reddit. What's the point? So there's no point. And this is the goal we all want, is to be enlightened. But what does it do? It makes us all happy? Well, okay. Do you need to know that I am enlightened in order to know that I'm happy or not? I think I come off as a fairly happy guy. You know what I'm saying? So I bring this up not to defend myself, because I don't care what you think of me on some level. I do it to sort of bring light to how we perceive enlightenment, and how we look at enlightenment. You get on YouTube and there's a million people who are enlightened. You see all these videos, I'm enlightened, I'm enlightened, I'm enlightened, and you see in the conversations people arguing with each other and with this person. But honestly, does it matter? And who cares? Who cares? And does it matter? Does it really, really matter? Now, if I was enlightened and I can make you enlightened, then that might matter, but I don't know if we can do that. In Zen, they actually have Dharma transmission, but I've always been leery of that. But it just, to me, it's not important whether I am enlightened or not. And the people I run into seem to be really into gaslighting of me, and I'm like, well, if you think that's my biography, then you know nothing. So you certainly can't be enlightened if you've just literally made up my own biography, and now you tell me that my life is different than it actually was. So it just struck me as odd, and I just thought, well, you know what, let me just talk about this a little bit. Let me come open with this and just be forthright about this, how I feel about myself. I will say I'm a mystic, and I will talk about mystic things and approach to life, and I will try to inspire you and try to give you the life advice that I have, spiritual and not, and that's it. But sitting here going back, going, I am an enlightened being, and what's the point? What's the point? Again, if I do that and you don't watch this video for 5 years after the fact, does my spiritual transmission go into the internet and freeze for 5 years and then it comes out? Or what if nobody watches this video? Is it frozen? Yeah. I don't know. But the thing I do on this channel is to get you to think about these things. And that is what I'm about. I want people to think about stuff. I want them to be aware of themselves and to see how we act. Because there's so many people out there who declare that they are enlightened. And I swear they don't know how they act. Because if they did, why would they push so many people away? or just be hard to be around. And I don't think anyone ever said Ramana Maharshi was hard to be around, or Shirdi Sai Baba was a really difficult, angry, argumentative guy. You know. So I just thought we would talk, we would chit chat, and I just bring these ideas up. Whether you find meaning in today's talk or not is up to you. As always, I'm just sharing what's on my mind and being honest with you. And, you know, if nothing else, oh, come on, my mouse is not working. If nothing else, I think that is one of the most important things is just being honest. There's a lot of enlightened people and gurus who just they're just not honest, and I may not be enlightened, may not be anything, but if I can be honest and we can be honest and we can grow together, I think we have done far more than some of these others. I just don't like ego tripping, you know. Um, I just don't care for it. Anyways, yeah, that's all I had on my mind today. Thank you for joining me as always. I look forward to your comments and your questions and your messages. I'm on WhatsApp. I'm on X. Feel free to reach out. Email. I like having a more personal conversation with someone versus, comments or stuff. So feel free to reach out. And until next time, all the best to you. Jai Shri Krishna.